What's good, y'all? Today we are watching Trey Songz, hip hop's biggest creep. Now, I'm not gonna lie to y'all, I didn't know Trey Songz had all like allegations and all this stuff on him. I was talking to my girlfriend and she told me like, yeah, nah, Trey Songz is on some crazy-ish. So let's figure out what's going on. Hear some of these allegations, and then we can make our own decision on if we believe that Trey Songz is a creep. So let's get into the vid, y'all. Let's get into the vid.
Trey Songz, someone well known in the industry with levels of accusations that's the same as Diddy. The new Diddy, if you want to call him that.
The new Diddy.
This man got accusations going back years and years, and something's telling me an insane case gonna get through on this man eventually. I don't know what it is with these celebrities and being weirdos, but Trey Songz just so happened to be one of them weirdos, one of the worst kind of weirdos. Trey Songz is really a name that everyone knows. If you ask any black person, any black man, anybody in the black community to sing a Trey Songz song, they gonna know something from the man. But like I said, that
if someone made me sing a Trey Songz song, jeez, sing a Trey Songz song right now, the only song I could think of is the one. If I snuck up in your bedroom, touch you while you sleep, would you act surprised as if you didn't know it's me? That's the song that made me feel like maybe he's just like the Diddler. I don't even know if it's a real song. I just be seeing memes of it on TikTok. Be tweaking.
Don't mean he's a good person. He wasn't a good person to men, women, people in general. I mean, throughout the years, we done seen Trey Songz.
Face kind of crooked a little bit. This eye look a little smaller than this eye. You hear me?
Really treat everybody like trash. I mean, a prime example of Trey Songz being on BS was in 2012 when he would get arrested for throwing money a little too hard at a dancer. This pretty much what happened. He out album release party. He throwing money. He gets some of this money and throws it so hard that it hits one of the dancers in the eye and it messes her eye up. She ends up hitting this man with a misdemeanor a few weeks later. Now, how hard do you got to be throwing some money for something like that to happen? I don't know, but he did it. That wasn't the end of his.
Is Trey Songz the one that tried to jump over those people and landed on that girl's head? Was that Chris Brown? I don't know. But you gotta be throwing bread hard. Slap a girl in the face and she's suing you. You can't be an idiot though. Like being a certain level of rich, you have to be smart enough to understand that any little thing that you do can get a lawsuit put against you. Like, but I feel like people like Trey Songz, people don't really tell them no. So they think everything all goody. They think they can do whatever they want until they figure out, no, you can't, nigga.
Problems though. This next situation isn't something that I would say is 100% Trey Songz' fault, but it's probably something that's on his mind and that's been on his mind. Back in 2014, right, there was a woman. Her name was Stephanie. Stephanie had a husband. Stephanie also knew Trey Songz. One night, her neighbors heard screaming from her apartment. Then after the screaming, they hearing shots go off, so they call the cops. SWAT team pulls up, cops pull up, they kick through the door, and they see something. They see two dead people in the room. Her and her man, Earl Hayes, and he killed her, but he also himself, and he put the blame on somebody. He was like, I did this because you cheated on me. He put the blame on Trey Songz. He said that Trey Songz and his wife was getting it in. They was doing stuff on the...
There's some type of bad karma. There's some bad karma that comes with, messing with a man's girl. You feel me? Because you just can't be doing stuff like that. Like messing with a man's girl and knowing and like, you feel me? Like, there's some type of bad karma that comes with that, bruh. And you can't be doing stuff like that. Nobody should be doing stuff like that. You feel me? But anyway.
She was cheating on him, and he couldn't take it no more, so he crashed out. He made a really dumb decision. This is what TMZ wrote. Hayes, sources connected with Hayes tell us around 2 years ago he separated from Stephanie because of what he says was her affair with Trey Songz. They got back together, but as one friend put it, he was crushed and never got over. We're told he frequently brought up Trey Songz. Hayes accused Stephanie of having multiple affairs with various other entertainers. She was a backup dancer who worked with numerous favorite singers, including Chris Brown and Usher, but we're told Hayes never mentioned them as a source of conflict. He only mentioned Trey Songz as this source of conflict. And when she passed away, Trey Songz would be online publicly paying condolences. But this man's problems would only get worse as these years will go on.
Dun, dun, dun. Part 2.
2017. More weird cases would get through on him. It said that this time he had a show one night and a female fan came and bought some VIP tickets. But there was a problem. We don't know what the hell was wrong with Trey Songz. We don't know why he was on bad timing this night, but he was on real bad timing. He was real disrespectful to these fans. He was hostile as hell. But that wasn't all she said though. She also said Trey Songz put his hands on her. She said they was in the parking lot trying to flick up. I mean, she just got VIP tickets. She trying to flick up with Trey Songz, but he ain't want to flick up. This is what she said allegedly happened. She tried to take these pictures with him. He ain't want to take the pictures with her, so he smacked her phone. Smacked her phone so hard it hit her in the face and it broke her glasses. But she didn't waste no time trying to sue Trey Songz after this happened. She was like, look, you hurt me, you broke my glasses, you traumatized me. I want 50 racks out of you. But Trey Songz and his allegations would keep getting worse. And like I said before, I don't know what he was on at this.
Wait. Okay, so she tried to take a picture, he slapped her, and then she immediately in that moment said, give me 50 bands or I'm suing you. That's good plays. That's good plays right there. I'm not gonna lie. Yo, give me 50 bands. Easy. Boom. Wire. Good to go. Yeah, nah, she was on her shit right there. She was on her shit.
This time, but Trey Songz' problems just kept coming. He was in constant problems at this point. Just 3 months after allegedly hitting that woman in the face with the phone.
Bruh. Niggas don't know how to stay away from women, bruh. Like, not in the sense like stay away from women, but like people like Trey Songz, like, bro, y'all got too much money to be messing with so many girls. You feel me? Like the way you feel isn't how everybody else feels. You know what I mean? You go to a club, you're turning up in the club, you throwing money, you having the time of your life, but the people around you, they may be like, man, this man Trey Songz got all this bread. You feel me? Like he throwing all this bread, wasting it. I need money. My rent due. You feel me? People ain't having the same experiences as you. So even if you get with a girl, you know, you talking to her, you think you risen, you feel me? You know, whatever happens, and you felt like, hey, everything was good. Like she was rocking with the boy. And then she feels like he was a little pushy. You're cooked, my guy. You have to like think about these things, and I feel like these niggas be too rich. People always tell them yes, that they forget that people could say no. You know what I mean?
He turns around and does some more bullshit, but this was worse than what he did before. In February 2018, 3 months after the previous situation, Trey Songz would get accused of putting hands on somebody else once again. But this time it was at an NBA All-Star Weekend party. But this woman took it a step further. She wouldn't just sue Trey Songz or try to get him arrested. She would also put a restraining order against Trey Songz. But not only that, there were pictures of what he allegedly did to her online. Trey Songz could be legally blocked from going near a woman who claims he struck her, at least if attorney Lisa Bloom has her way. TMZ has learned that Bloom is going to court Tuesday morning asking the judge for a restraining order on behalf of a woman who claims Trey Songz was putting hands on her during the NBA All-Star Weekend. TMZ broke the story. The woman says her and Trey were at a party and he allegedly hit her out of jealousy because she was talking to another man. Bloom says in the docs that
niggas be so sensitive, bro. Niggas be so sensitive, bro. You are Trey Songz and you getting mad because a girl talking to another nigga, bruh. Grow up, nigga. Grow up. Some niggas can't have fame, bruh. They get fame. They get, you know, fame is a hell of a drug. You feel me? You get intoxicated with that shit. And niggas can't control themselves. Like, stop being stupid. Stop being stupid. All this money you got and you still, restart it. Like, come on, bruh.
Songz choked her, he was punching, and he was doing that until she fell on the ground and kept going until somebody had to pull him off.
Okay, that's crazy. Nah, I don't. Sheesh. Nobody else said nothing though. Nobody else was like, I hope it's just not her saying like this happened. I hope that she had some other people that was around that saw it.
For her. The woman says that Songz was hitting with such force that it felt as if two men were fighting. She said she suffered bruises to her face and hand. That wasn't it though. She would go on to say that after Trey did all of that, she tries to run away. She gets away, she calls an Uber, but Trey caught up to her. He got her phone, he threw her down the hill. He broke it. But not only did he do it to that phone, she claims that he grabbed her other phone too. Did the same thing. And so right here,
Don't mess with no shorty that got two phones. Anyway,
this was one of the many stories that will come out against Trey Songz. We this early into this video and we hearing stories like this about him right now, but that still wasn't the end of this case. She will go on to explain that, look, I got this restraining order because I work in a nightclub. I work in the nightclub industry. Matter of fact, he comes to a lot of the clubs that I go to, so I don't want him anywhere near me. This is what she was claiming.
ooh, that cooks him too though. That really cooks him because she could go to any club. She can go to a club that he's supposed to be at. He can't even go there. She cooked him. She cooked him. Nah, she did her big one. She should have sued the shit out of him. She should have sued the shirt off his fucking back. But anyway.
She was claiming that it was that scary. She was that hurt. An article wrote this. Sean's lawyer says that Trey has not spoken with her. He has not attempted to speak with her since the night of the gathering. According to people connected to Songz, the woman has tried reaching out to friends of Trey Songz since the party, but they did not respond to her. And so we had Trey Songz
Pull up the messages. Pull up the phone calls. Step it up. Step it up. We need more proof. Listen, if somebody accused me of doing some shit, bro, I am on ass. I'm dropping all the proof. I'm be like, oh, you that's the case? You're a capper. That's why you call home. That's why you call my homeboy. This is when you call. This is your phone number, right? Boom, got her. Oh, you started texting my other homeboy talking about, oh, you trying to meet up and da 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 da, right? Boom, got her. You just saying it? You just saying it? Come on, bro, lock in.
really facing these weird allegations, and it was looking bad because as time would go on, this case would get worse and worse. It would go from, oh, he did this to getting charged with felony DV. And after Trey Songz would get charged with this, he would actually turn himself in and go on Twitter and say this. For weeks, my lawyers and management have asked me not to comment on this, and I initially agreed, but this morning I felt that my fam, the women that raised me, my friends and fans, especially the youth, need to hear from me. I'm being lied on and falsely accused for someone's personal gain. And
I don't believe him. I don't believe him. I don't believe him.
It would turn out that these tweets wasn't all lying, because yeah, the situation sounded bad. Yeah, he had a felony charge put against him, but it would get dropped as the case would develop. 12 would think about it and was like, you know, these stories ain't matching up. It's not matching what the witnesses said. It's contradicting itself. All
Dang.
of this. 12 felt like the story was BS, so the whole felony case got dropped against him. But this win would not last long, because 3 months after this case went down and got dropped, he would get sued again, not by a woman, but by a cop. So back in December 2016, Trey was kind of going crazy. He had this show where he was wilding during his performance. He was throwing stuff off stage, throwing mics, heavy stand equipment. Actually, that mic he threw hit somebody in the crowd. It hit a photographer. So all of this going on, he wilding. Cops come in, they trying to arrest him, but he's still acting crazy. He started throwing hands with the cops. Sergeant A.
Bro, I ain't never heard of a cop pressing charges. I heard you hit a cop, you going to jail for attacking a cop, but I ain't never heard of the cop pressing charges. I'm in this scenario, yes, lock them up, but there's other people that, you know, attack cops or hit cops and they not pressing charges on them, I don't think. He trying to get a money grab too. He's like, dang, I done hit the jackpot today, boys. Sheesh.
Avery arrested Trey, tried to take him into custody. When he says Trey fought him and struck him in the face, the officer fell to the ground, hit his head on the concrete. He also allegedly suffered bruising and swelling to his right temple. It was looking bad. But it's also said that Trey Songz was throwing out hateful comments. He was being a little racist. He was talking crazy about the white folks that's arresting him. Trey will end up getting arrested and charged with assaulting, resisting, and obstructing police officers, as well as aggravated assault. And he pled guilty to 2 counts of disturbing the peace. So over the years, we've had Trey Songz really show the world.
Bro, lawyers, bro. Nigga got some good lawyers, bro. You over here assaulting cops, doing all this, and you took a plea for disturbing the peace? Hey, whatever lawyer they got, y'all need to look into that nigga. That nigga done sold it. That nigga done sold his soul. Talking about, yeah, man. If I never lose a case, I give everything. You gotta look into that nigga, cause ain't no way you get away with that.
World who he was as a person. Yeah, that one situation got dropped, but getting sued by this many people with very similar charges isn't a good look at all. And you know what Trey Songz does to make it all worse? In the same week that he got sued by that cop, guess what else happened? A female fan comes out suing Trey Songz, claiming that he was on BS once again. If you remember the situation where the first girl was, trying to take a pic because she got the VIP tickets. Well, she said that her cousin was there, and this cousin claims that Trey Songz crashed out on her too. The girl's cousin claimed that Trey Songz was tripping. He was grabbing her arm, twisting it, leaving her with mental and physical injuries. But as these years would go on, we would see Trey Songz really dig himself into a hole that he couldn't escape, an inescapable hole. I mean, he in so much shit right now, I don't know if he can get out. All of these Trey Songz cases were really gradually increasing until about 2020, where that increase wouldn't be gradual no more. That shit would become explosive. We would see Trey Songz get hit with case after case after case. And these cases, they wasn't no joke. I can't lie. 2021, a lady would come out saying that Trey Songz SA'd her at a Las Vegas hotel. Now, this is dangerous grounds on YouTube, so I really gotta watch what I say and heavily censor everything, or this video will get age restricted. But a woman came out saying that Trey Songz SA'd her. They was at the hotel, like I said, and she claims he forced himself on her. And Trey Songz would, of course, deny that. And for months, this case would be dragging. People side-eyeing Trey Songz, but it would get dropped. But in the months before this case actually got dropped, 2 separate cases would get put on him. Matter of fact, 2 separate cases got put on him in the same day. The first case, a woman says that in Miami, 2017 New Year's Eve, he violated her. He quote unquote violated her. And Diddy was actually name dropped in the article on this situation. Trey Songz is being sued by a woman for alleged essay in Miami. He says her attorney tried paying off key witnesses. The singer filed new legal documents in response to a lawsuit who alleges he violated her while partying with him at a New Year's Eve 2017 party. She claims she was dancing on the couch at the 1111 strip club following a shindig thrown by...
That boy said 1111. It's just called 11. It's called 11. But yeah, Sirski. 11 a crazy club. I don't know if y'all been to 11 in Miami, bruh. Crazy.
Diddy that she and Trey attended earlier in the night. She says that Trey allegedly slipped the finger into there. Gotta watch what I say, without no consent. But here's the thing. In news paperwork filed by Trey's attorney obtained by TMZ, the singer insists that there's an unnamed witness who's at the center of this whole thing, who can actually clear Trey Songz's name. The article also wrote, they say this witness was with him throughout the whole night at the club, and not only empathetically denies being assaulted herself, but also says that she did not witness Trey Songz do that to anybody. The witness claimed that the people suing Trey Songz tried to approach her with a bid to get her to change the story. They was trying to give her a bag though. They was trying to pay this witness the $100,000 to $200,000 depending on how high she could get Trey and co to settle. And so we had this first case right here that was kind of weird because we got people saying that it might get through out. We got people saying that, oh, they trying to get the witness to change the story and all of this and all of that. But what about the second case that came out on the same day? Trey Songz would get in the bad case again, but this case was a $20 million lawsuit. A woman claims that Trey Songz R-worded her in 2016. She said her and Trey did things consensually, but there was one time where it didn't go that way. On March 24th, 2016, she claims she was R-worded by Trey Songz. She called him a savage R-worder. She says this night they went upstairs and she thinking they about to get down consensually, but they got in the room and it didn't go that way. What happened this night, or what she claims happened this night, is very graphic. I can't say exactly what happened because we're on YouTube, but it said that he forced himself on her. She asked him to stop. He didn't stop. She called it brutal R. And after it happened, she ends up getting out of there. She calls an Uber. The driver says she was in distress, so the driver takes her to the hospital. Hospital gives her an SA kit, and they seen that her parts down there had real bad damage that could possibly require surgery. Now at this time, she didn't accuse Trey Songz. She didn't say, oh, Trey Songz did this to me. But later on, she would come out name dropping him. She said that she was so scared and her mind wasn't right at the time. She didn't name drop. But there was a big problem with this case. She accused him of this in what, 2023, 2022? And that was a little too long. The statute of limitations already ran out at this point. So she filed this case against him, but legally, it's done because the statute of limitations ran out. Meaning her time period to actually put this crime on Trey Songz to get him behind bars ran out. Throughout 2023.
Yo, he said it gets worse. Yo, what is going on? Cause, bro, it sounds like Trey Songz is doing a whole bunch of crazy stuff and getting away with everything by the skin of his teeth. I don't know how lucky a man could be. You know what I mean? Like, he's just getting away with all of this. By the, like, barely. Madness.
We would see Trey Songz get into so many different situations. I mean, his bad experience with Keke Palmer ended up blowing up again in 2023.
You guys, I'm honestly so upset and so livid that Trey Songz put me in his artist's video because I told him I didn't want to be in that goddamn video. Literally, I had so much fun New Year's, my trip to Miami. And then the last day, I went to his house because they was having a party. And I've known Trey since I was 12 and kept in touch with him consistently, but I've known him, he's seen me throughout my life. We were signed to the same label under the same production manager when I was a kid. So it's always been love whenever I seen him. I knew he was in Miami, he's doing a party, cool, I'm gonna come through. Me and my friends came through, it was a good time. They start playing a song that I happen to be in, they start saying like they want me to be in it. One person asks me, I say no. Another person asks me, I'm like, no. People keep asking me. Now, mind you, they've been giving food, they've been giving drinks, and I'm just starting to feel like, yo, I'm being like cornered, like, and I'm not in a professional situation. Like, I came here for a party, but I'm being pressured to do business, and I'm not in the right mind. I'm under the influence, and I don't feel like it's fair that I'm having to deal with this right now. Really, I keep getting asked and asked and asked and asked and pressured and put in a situation like, you know, like how you would feel as a young girl. I feel like because I didn't go to high school and college, it was like my first experience of a dude being like, come on, come on, come on. Like, just do this, just do that, just do that. Like, that's the kind of feeling. Literally, I got so overwhelmed with what to do, didn't know what to do because my Uber wasn't gonna get there quick quick enough time. So I was like, what do I do in this meantime? I know it sounds comical as y'all. I hid in the goddamn closet. I hid in the goddamn closet because I was so afraid. Like, I didn't know what to do. I really, really don't like conflict, and I didn't want to. Literally, he starts laughing once he opens up the closet and sees I'm in there and sees how nervous I was. He was like, yo, he was like, you don't have to be in the video. He was like, damn. He's like, yo, Kiki, if you don't want to be in a pop-up video shoot and you want to say that, that's fine, that's fine. And it's all good, like it's good, sis. Flash forward, I'm in the video. How am I in the video? Then I'm thinking back, oh, I'm in the video because when I was getting pressured, they had set me down. He had set me down on the couch like, this is the idea I have, da da da. But I had no idea that they was filming. He's sitting here telling me that's what he's showing me, that they might. And I'm just like, I would never want to say nothing like this public. And I never would want to be like, yo, blah, 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 blah. But honestly, I would be doing a disservice, not only to myself, but to the people that support and follow me if I didn't be like, yo, call this out because this is not cool. Especially because I'm not the only person this type of stuff happens to. Maybe it's not happening to you with Trey Songz or whoever, but it's happening with you in some situation, you know? And I don't wish to. You
could drop situations like that, can't you just drop like a what is it called, a cease and desist order or something? Kind of being like they're using your image as publicity. Be like, I charge people to be in music videos. You ain't give me no money, dog. You feel me?
Call somebody out, but like, yo, that's not cool. And like, for me to look and see the video and to feel that disrespect, like.
But not only that, more people would come out accusing Trey Songz of things. Like, one woman said that Trey Songz had put the beats on her in New York. Tell us the alleged victim filed a report in late December claiming Trey Songz punched her in the face repeatedly while inside a bathroom alley. We're told she alleges Trey Songz dragged her by.
Bro said a bathroom alley. Okay. Bro said a bathroom alley, a bowling alley bathroom. I get it. Based off everything you saying, fuck them. You feel me? But bowling alley bathroom. Let's continue though.
By the hair, and she was taken to the hospital for what cops noted were
Damn.
minor injuries, visible minor injuries. Our sources say that the woman is a worker at this establishment, and it's unclear what might have precipitated this. There's not much context beyond her account, although our sources say the woman recognized Trey and identified him by name to the police after the fact. But that wasn't the only thing that.
After the fact, she didn't know it was Trey Songz. Like before, she didn't like say like, I got beat up by Trey Songz. It sounds like Trey Songz like really an abusive person, just like in general. You feel me? It sounds like what needs to happen is someone to be around him, catch him in the act of about to hit a girl or doing whatever, and then just beat him to the ground. And then maybe he'll learn his lesson. You know, that happened to him 4 or 5 times. Every time he pick up his hand to hit a girl, nigga start beating the shit out of him. And then he'll start understanding, like, okay, maybe I shouldn't beat the shit out of people because I don't want to be beat the shit out of. You know what I mean? This is madness, bro. Lock a nigga up. Lock him up. Because then again, I know when you're famous, you know, and you go out and you're in these situations. Dang, I got something in my eye. My bad, y'all. But when you're inside these situations, you have to be super careful because you don't, like I said, you don't know how people react. You know, everyone at the end of the day knows in the back of their head they can make a bag off you. So you got to move careful. And a lot of this stuff gets thrown out. So I don't know if all of it is true. But even if 1, 2, 3 of them are true, it's enough. You know, you're a tweaker. But anyway.
It happened this night. It wasn't just her he put hands on. It said that another employee got hands put on him by Trey Songz. So it was looking real bad for Trey, but he got lucky. He put the beats on 2 people same night, and I guess his lawyer was working overtime because he ended up getting a plea deal that dropped not 1 or 2 charges, but dropped all 10 of the charges that he got put on him that night. There was something else he had to do. He would get all 10 of these charges dropped if he went to 12 anger management classes. I don't know what Trey Songz had going on, but he really might be up there with Diddy. With the amount of shit that he done got put on him, I'm surprised people haven't made a surviving Trey Songz doc yet, because this nigga is sick. And I mean, this still isn't the end of his legal battles.
He do look a little crazy in the face, bruh. Bro, this look like, imagine you a girl. Pause, no Diddy. Imagine you a girl, you wake up, you look outside your window, and you see this nigga. If I snuck into your bedroom and touch you while you sleeping. That's what he looks like he doing, bruh. Nah, bruh, lock him up.
Fast forward to 2023, October 2023, we will see Trey Songz get
more
lawsuits.
Oh,
but this
my
time he
God.
was sued by 2 women. They claim they went to a house party of his and they woke up after being passed out to him allegedly forcing himself on both of them. What they claim happened that night is this. The women claim they took over to Trey's home and were forced to give a password and turn over their phones to gain admittance. Inside,
They have to give the password to their phone? That's crazy. That's the first time I've ever heard that one. Give the password to your phone is absolutely insane.
they say it was mostly women and a handful of men, and that the ladies were pressured to drink alcohol from unsealed bottles. In the suit, the women say that they suddenly felt overwhelmingly intoxicated despite drinking what they felt was a modest amount, and they believed that they were.
Yeah, bro, you can't be doing all that. I'm not gonna lie. You cannot be doing that. Like I think Trey Songz, a lot of this stuff that they talking about, he actually did just because there's too much stuff. You feel me? And he's getting locked up, smiling in the mugshots. Like, I don't know. Like, you probably did some of this stuff for real. But, bro, you gotta be a little smarter than that, bro. You gotta be a little smarter than that. And you know, it doesn't necessarily mean that Trey Songz was the one that drugged them. You know what I mean? But somebody could have drugged them. Sheesh. There's certain things I feel like when you get famous, you have to know. You know what I mean? You go to a club, there's bottles and stuff. Okay. You know, let it slide. You giving us shorties bottles, this and that, whatever. When it comes to like, let's say like house parties and stuff, it's a little more sketchy. And then, you know, you got a handful of guys there, and you got a lot of beautiful women, and you don't really know how people acting, right? You probably just need to have some beers, my guy. Got some beer. Hey, all we got is beers. Look, they all right here. They all closed. Pop it open yourself. Drink it. Don't put it down, shorty, because you ain't blaming me for nothing. And then boom, you goody. Hands washed. Shorties want a shot? Look, I got a bottle right here. Everybody getting a shot out of the bottle. As soon as I pop it open, everybody watch me. Bum, pop the bottle open. Shot o'clock. Throw away the bottle. You feel me? And repeat. You feel me? You gotta be a little smart. You gotta think outside the box so stuff like this don't happen to you, gang.
They claim they sat on the couch by the pool, and that's when Trey swooped in, led them upstairs, where they passed out with their clothes on. They say after they woke up, Trey Songz was allegedly doing what they say he did. But that still wasn't the end of the story. They say they
Wait, so he took them upstairs. Okay, wait. He took them upstairs, took both of their clothes off while they were both like knocked out. That seems like an ordeal. That seems. Wait, let me see.
They woke up. Trey Songz was claimed they sat on the couch by the pool, and that's when Trey swooped in, led them upstairs, where they passed out with their clothes on. They say after they woke up, Trey Songz.
Oh, they woke up in the morning. Situations like this, I be thinking like y'all like the next day y'all need to like, if you felt like you were drinking and you felt like, hey, I think I got too woozy, I got too this, I got too that, you need to go to the hospital just to make sure. Just in your head, like if you feel like this might have happened, you feel me, where I got drugged, go to the hospital the next day, get a blood test. I'm pretty sure they could look at your toxicology report or whatever it is and see if you were drugged or if you just got drunk. You know what I mean? Like situations like that, I feel like that needs to be something that's a little more public for women to know that they can do. And even if they're not going to press charges, they have it to where like, if I ever in the future press charges, I know that I have this toxicology report for that same day. You know what I mean?
Allegedly doing what they say he did. But that still wasn't the end of the story. They say they wake up, they get Trey Songz off them or whatever, and they got into an argument with Trey Songz. He was mad. They didn't want to shower with him or some weird shit like that. And not only that, but he didn't want to give their phones back. Remember, he took their phones in order to get in the party, but he didn't want to give them back. And they got into this whole argument. Get my phone, nigga. Nigga ain't want.
I don't understand the give their phone back. Like, just give them their phone, bro. Yeah, bro. See, you got to be doing some bad shit for somebody to be like, yo, give my phone, and you don't want to give them their phone because they didn't want to hop in the shower with you. It's giving sketch, my guy. It's very, very sketchy, dude. That's something where it's like, hey, bro, if he did do something to them, he was trying to make sure they, hurry up, go take a shower. Look, I got a little loofah. I got a loofah for you. This a brand new loofah here. Here's some dish soap. Dawn soap. Here, wipe that all. Yeah. Like, it sounds like he was trying to, like, you know, get rid of some evidence, if you ask me. But hey.
Want to give them their phone, security guard ends up stepping in. They get their phones, they leave. And this was a case back
ain't no way the security guard got to come in and tell Trey Songz, like, bro, give him their phone back. What?
2023. Who knows what other cases are in store for that man? For you to get this many allegations put on you, for one, a case that he got lucky on. That case only got dropped because of the statute of limitations. Who knows what that shit could have turned into? What if it was real? What if there was actual evidence there that proved that he allegedly did what that woman claims he did? He would have been out of here, but he got lucky. I mean, with all these allegations getting put on you, it's only a matter of time before one of these will really get your ass locked up. And I say this because there's no way that this many allegations are getting put on one person by all of these different people. Time and time again since 2012, probably even earlier, we done seen Trey Songz be overly aggressive, show his aggression in public. There was more situations where Trey Songz was being overly aggressive that I didn't even speak on in this video. You can really go look up and see all the times Trey Songz done been acting crazy and untreated people crazy, all kind of shit.
Nah, this video is wild, y'all. I feel like Trey Songz might be just like the Diddler for real. The Diddler sound like I don't know though, cause the Diddler has some crazy allegations. Like, I feel like Trey Songz is a nutso, but they saying the Diddler was doing some real wild stuff. So I don't know if he up there with the Diddler though. It's like the Diddler. Actually, it's like that dude that had that island. What's his name? Jeffrey Epstein. What's his name? Jeffrey Epstein? I think so. But it's a dude that had that island that went to jail, and they say that he offed himself. I don't know if I believe that. And now them files still never came out. They still not dropping names. I don't know what they got going on. But anyway, there's that dude. There's the Diddler. There's the dude from... Okay, it's that dude. It's the dude from... Actually, it's that dude. It's the Diddler. It's the dude from Nickelodeon. Then Trey Songz, maybe. Then Trey Songz. Now, actually, right before Trey Songz, there's... What's his name? Lil Bill Cosby. Then there's Bill Cosby. Okay, maybe there's a lot of people coming in before Trey Songz. I'm not gonna lie. There's some... Bill Cosby probably second. But anyway, man. Yeah, that boy... Y'all need to be careful with famous people, bro. People be thinking just because people famous that they mad cool and they mad, like, you know, nice and all these things. But nah, famous people just regular people that got bread. And if we keep it in the stack, people that got bread become worse people. So people are literally living in their worst selves. You know what I mean? So it's kind of like, y'all got to be careful. I feel like they need to make something, because how you going to parties and they got to take your phone and your password, and like, that's too much. That's too much, man. Somebody need to make something. I'm gonna make something for girls that go to famous people parties, and it's gonna be like a little earpiece, and it could record like 48 hours worth of stuff. You feel me? And it sends it to the cloud. Quick, it goes straight to the cloud. You feel me? And they just like put it in their back pocket or something, or put it in their purse, or put in like a little, you know, they put it in their underwear or something, just in case something happened. And they, you know, now they got sound from it. They cooked. Everyone's cooked. Anybody that's doing something bad, you're cooked. Yeah, that's $1 million business right there. Anyway, man, thank you guys for watching. Make sure you like, comment, subscribe, all that other shit. And I love you. Peace.